Right? Everyone ready? Yep, everybody ready? I'm going to call our meeting to order. Thank everyone for coming out. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, followed by a moment of silent reflection. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Clerk, would you please take the roll call?
President. Here. Robinson. Here. Hayes.
Here.
Here. Laser. Here.
Here. All right. Has everyone had a chance to take a look at the minutes from our last meeting? All right. All in favor of approving those minutes, say aye.
Aye.
All right. Opposed, same sign. All right. Here. Let's see here. 1, 2. Communications and announcements. We do have one communication. We'll just need a voice vote for this. And it's from Capital City Sports and Spirits Incorporated, doing business as Crown Sports Lounge and Patio. And it seems as they want to change their name on the liquor license to Crown London LLC, doing business as Crown Sports Lounge and Patio. So they just have a name change there that they'd like us to approve. So everyone in favor of approving that name change?
Aye.
All right, everyone in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right, opposed, same sign. Okay, carries. On to our public hearing. Can you get a motion to enter into our public hearing?
Make a motion to enter into public hearing.
In a second.
Second.
All right, clerk, could you please take the roll call?
Peters.
Yes.
Robinson.
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Pitts.
Yes.
Laser.
Yes.
Smith.
Yes.
Okay, we have entered our public hearing, and we are on to ordinance 16320. Get a motion to. Okay. Ordinance 16320. We do have 2 audience concerns on those. Let's see here. Dale Pratt and Kimberly Burdett.
Hello.
And just state your name and address, please.
Absolutely. Kimberly Burdett, 64 Logan Avenue.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Just here to support this vacation of the alley. We live within 200 feet of it. That's why we were requested to come here. And to me, it's a safety issue for the kids. I know one of the houses, you take 2 steps and you're in that alleyway. So, and we have at least 10 children right in this immediate area, so I just think it would be safer. Plus, it would feel more like a neighborhood. People could enjoy their backyards more, I think. We already have one big alley access way, so I know utility trucks can get in and out of there. And then we've got the front yard, so I don't see a need for the side yard. So I'm in support of it, of vacating.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Brendan Shea. And please just state your name, address, and you have 5 minutes.
Thanks, sir. Not need 5 minutes, but
All right.
thank you very much, everyone. Good to be here. My name is Brendan Shea, 60 Logan Avenue. And I think Kim probably said it better than I could. 60 Logan is immediately adjacent to the alley. So, like she said, the primary motivation is simply safety. You step a couple feet outside of our front door, as our kids are wont to do, and run, get away from us a little bit, and they're in the alley. It's not the most heavily traveled, but as you can imagine, it only takes one time for someone to pull in something to happen. So we largely, people have been supportive of the idea. So I just want to be here to let you know what we're doing, why, and if anyone has any questions.
The residents right directly behind you, what are their thoughts on it?
Yeah, directly behind. So that gentleman does, I should say, I guess it's split between the 2 behind. They have that He was actually the gentleman that originally kind of encouraged us in a sense. We were doing a survey for a fence in the backyard, and as we were doing that, he said, "Oh, isn't your alley already vacated?" And we didn't know anything about that, so we looked into it, found out that it was not. And we had thought about doing this in the past, just never pursued it, but him kind of mentioning that kind of spurred us on. So that's what made us talk to the immediate neighbors. They have 4 children, 4 little children, we have 5. Now, since that time, you know, in fairness, I'll say he expressed some questions about his son, who occasionally comes to visit him, has a trailer and occasionally stores things in his garage. So he did express questions about that. There's many access points, and from what I can tell, many ways that he could get in if he so chose. I can't say that I've ever seen the trailer, and we've offered, you know, if he's around, if he has concerns, if there's any way we can accommodate that. He hasn't approached us again. I haven't seen that trailer, so I don't know if he's.
And what's your thought if the people at 56 Logan decide to sell and you get new neighbors and they decide to put a fence up? I know there's a fence already there, but maybe they want to extend it out to the property line, which would be half the alley there. Then that leaves, you know, harder access for your garage.
So yeah, that's a good point. So our plan is to pursue a permit to cut to widen, basically widen what's now the alley, and pave a driveway for us. So that is our thought. So we have a driveway, they have the other half of the alley. As it stands, I don't think they would have enough, because I guess they could cut into their embankment, but I don't know that they'd have a full driveway, but they would have a walkway. But that's our plan, to cut into, you know, to widen the alley and to pave that. That's our thought. So I wouldn't be concerned if, you know, new neighbors came in.
So I just know that like all the garages, you know, there's 4 houses right there, all the garages are in the back there.
Correct, and the access to our garage in the back is off the alley. And as I said, if we paved it, no matter what, we would still have access to that.
Okay, any other questions? All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah.
Tell us about that. Yes, tell us about that.
Okay.
Well, Councilman Smith asked me to mention, I'm a candidate for the state school board, so obviously this is entirely not pertinent to this, but just so you know, so I live here in town. State school board, basically the district is 17 counties, so it's pretty massive. It includes Madison and then counties going all the way down east of Cincinnati. So I'll be on the ballot November 3rd. It's technically classified as a nonpartisan, so you won't see any party affiliation, but happy to answer any questions afterwards, or you can, if you have my number.
What's your stance on pro-life?
I'm very pro-life, extremely pro-life. I don't think it's a problem here, but I know some places in the state, and Planned Parenthood coming into the schools is something that I don't think should happen. Thank you all very much.
Thank you. Okay, and that's all we have for our public hearing. Need a motion to exit our public hearing.
Make the motion that we exit our public hearing and go back into our regular council meeting.
Okay, can we get a second? Second. Second, okay. And clerk, please take the roll call.
Robinson?
Yes.
Hayes?
Yes.
Pitt?
Yes.
Laser?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Peters?
Yes.
Okay, going to audience concerns. Audience concerns today, we have David Jackson. Please state your name and address. You have 5 minutes.
Hi guys, David Jackson, 229 Silver Street. I just want to come talk about Merrimack Park a little bit. I was hoping a little bit more would be done to that area back there. Cowan Park looks good, looks great, a lot of people there. What about the other side? Those are my concerns as of right now with it. We need more back there. We're not getting enough. So, if we could get you know, a little help back there. Be nice, we need that park fixed, so. Get some sports back there.
I know there's a plan.
Yeah, but that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
I know the public service meeting here next month, or even probably next week, there'll be discussion of that. Brenda Russell, Ron Robinson, and myself are on that committee. Mary Mack is
It's the next project.
our next project.
Okay.
Right now, they're cleaning up that BMX track.
All right?
Yes.
Okay.
Get that back in use, put to use. I think they started that last week or week before.
Okay.
But I know, we've got plans for the ball fields and maybe some different changes. I'd like to see the basketball courts put back up too. But I know there was some vandalism, and that's why those came down. But that is on our agenda, so
Okay.
be patient and know that something's going to happen there.
All right, cool.
Did we get, what was the group that helped? Most of the money for that county park was raised, wasn't it?
It was all
Looks
donated.
like
Right.
And there was, it was
Donated.
200,000 in this from the state board as well, but it was, the community came together at the
Community
time.
came together.
Our thought is, Calling's been cleaned up and,
Right, yeah.
so now let's move on. Mary Mack, let's get that cleaned up.
I agree.
So,
I agree. That was one of my concerns too, was Merrimack Park, because I've gone down there to the sanitation and I look at the park and I'm like, wow, what's going on over here? You take a look at Cowling and it's, nice and artificial turf and nice brand new equipment. And it's like, we have another park in our city, we need to take care of that too.
Cool. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
On to our committee reports. Mr. Smith.
So I attended the BTU meeting last week, which got some good things going. You guys remember the building with OSU, or excuse me, Farm Science Review? It is put up, it is operational now. We did have some issues with the tent materials that's being repaired under warranty. I talked to Jerry, we can use it as of right now, it is good to go. If you guys haven't seen or heard, we do have both of our trucks for sanitation, and so we've had some little bugs, but they're going to work out, everything's been going just fine. We got a trainer in, he's been driving with those guys. We have, there was, some concerns, we get these brand new trucks, they're a lot bigger, and they take them right out. So, we put them with trainers anytime they went out, it's been very supervised. We are gonna have to figure some things out with, I think we're gonna look at some wires that we have around town and tree branches. So I don't know what department that is. I just found out about that literally tonight. I was out there again tonight. I noticed both trucks had tree limbs that they had caught on the back on. So we're going to have to figure that out. The next thing to figure out is going to be dumpsters. Right now, we have quite a few commercial accounts that we already service. They already have rear load dumpsters. And so we're looking in to see if there's a kit that we can install to cut down the cost of that. One thing that'll have to be discussed is, are we going to pass that on to the business, or is the city going to try to pay for that? And then some of those, what I'm finding out, I was talking to some of the guys today, we've got dumpsters, which I found today. In town, we have a dumpster that has a condemned sticker on it, and we're still picking it up. And so we're going to have to look into that. And I love our businesses, and I hate to be that bad guy that says, if you don't get a new dumpster, we're not going to pick it up. But if it's falling apart and it's condemned for a reason, there's a safety issue, we can't continue to do that.
Why are they?
Well, I think what it comes down to is nobody wants to be the bad guy that says,
Would that be the less,
well,
pretty much that's his
yes,
job?
that would be part of his job, which I have to look and see that. I would assume that's Les's job. I have to look and see what the policy is. I literally found out about it about 4 hours ago. And so, because one of the issues, it's a little tricky with some business. Sherwin-Williams, I think they just purchased a brand new rear load dumpster. And so it just came in. And so, so we're gonna have to look at how we're gonna handle that situation for them. But then we've got dumpsters that need to be condemned, that need to be replaced, they don't have lids on them. And we can't be taking these dumpsters and flipping them up over the truck and not have lids on, trash can go everywhere. And so, the guys are telling me that we have quite a few dumpsters like that, they don't have lids. And so businesses, they're not taking care of them, which is not fair to the residents, because we're gonna have trash everywhere, and that's not fair to the resident. So we're gonna have to figure this out. So we're gonna have to put our heads together with BPU, and figure out all of these businesses that already have rear load dumpsters, we've got to get them on front load dumpsters. Because as of right now, we can't use our brand new trucks on these accounts. And so that's one thing we do not want to continue to happen. We do not, that safety, that's one of the reasons we wanted the new trucks. So it's just, we're just going to have to deal with it, whether it's fun or not, we're just going to have to deal with it. I don't know how much it's going to have an effect, and so I'm just trying to keep you guys in the loop on everything as much as possible. So Mount Sterling, from what I'm understanding, Mount Sterling is going to be receiving like Blackwater sewer. And so with that, from what I understand, we would receive already some of that. That was some of our income. So I've heard an estimate of a loss of about $60,000 to $100,000. So one thing that has made it to where we have not had to raise sewer rates is because we've had, Dan was generating revenue. And so with that revenue, that was helping pay for everything else and made it easier on our citizens. So we're going to look into that. We're going to see how much of an issue that's going to be. I've been talking to Jerry about our rates are a lot lower than some of Columbus and other areas, and so we're looking at trying to get those haulers come to London, and so giving them an incentive and working on doing that to replace that. And so that's where we're at on those two departments. Freshwater, we are seeing good things happen. Now, we haven't had everything confirmed with the EPA yet. Those tests are being taken to them. I was talking to TJ, and so one thing we're seeing is that, okay, we can get the ammonia to drop, which is what we want. But he said it's not as simple as just getting the ammonia to drop. So he was trying to explain this to me, and I think I'd have to have a degree to fully understand it. Like, we've got nitrites, and we need to convert them to nitrates. And so with that, keeping our levels, because, just because you bring down ammonia, that can affect other levels that can put us where we're out of spec. So I just, I want everybody to understand that these guys are working tirelessly. TJ's running his own tests that he can run to just try to move us along as far as possible. And then we're waiting on results from EPA. They have been getting some stuff back, and so we're going back and forth, and we send them, I think every Tuesday they get like 9 samples. It could be every other Tuesday, I'm not sure on that. And so he said right now what we're going to see is he's going to have to kind of reset everything. So he's like, the ammonia is going to go back up, and then we'll rework on getting the ammonia back down with the bacteria. So because the bacteria, I think the bacteria is why you have to have the nitrates, because they like a certain level, and that bacteria is a big part of eating the ammonia. So TG, I'm sure he can explain it to you better than I can, but he explained it to me like 3 times. And I'm like, all right, I think I understand what you're saying. So, but either way, it is still good things that we're seeing the ammonia drop. We're still a long way, so everything's being done, but we just can't get excited yet. We got a lot of battling to do. So, but that's all I have.
Okay. Mrs. Blazer.
I don't have anything since the last, maybe Friday came on the last month, so we did it.
All right, Mr. Hitt.
Yeah, our state meeting is October 13th at 6 p.m.
All right, Mr.
Just
Hitt.
remember that one.
October 13th, okay, I had one hit.
Did you say safety?
Yeah, safety committee.
Okay, Mr. Hayes.
I have nothing.
All right, Mr. Robinson.
I have.
All right, Mr. Peters.
Next public service meeting will be October 14th at 1 p.m.
All right. On to our city official reports.
No, thank you.
Nothing? Okay. On to old business, ready for the fourth reading, ordinance 16320, motion to read by title or number.
So moved.
Second.
Clerk, please read the ordinance.
Ordinance 16320, sponsored by Rich Hayes, an ordinance vacating an alley.
This is the request to vacate an alley situated between 56 and 60 Logan Avenue. All owners whose property abut the alley have signed off on this for their approval. There are no sewers. City engineer has reserved easement rights. As Ohio Edison must maintain their existing facilities within that alley, assuming that means power poles. Public hearing, everybody's in favor of it. I'd make a motion to pass it.
Second. Thank you. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Pitts,
Yes.
Laser,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Peters,
No.
Robinson,
Yes.
Hayes.
Yes.
Motion carries. Ready for our second reading, ordinance 17820, motion to read by title or number.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Clerk, please read the ordinance.
Ordinance 17820, sponsored by Andrew Hitt, an ordinance vacating an alley.
So this is the alley that runs south off of Vernon Avenue over to Metropolitan fence line, and then east over to South Walnut Street. All the abutting property owners have signed off the petition. Utility companies, the wastewater has requested to reserve easement rights because there's a manhole cover in that area. And then also, Ohio Edison has reserved easement rights also to access that area for electrical needs. And there's a public hearing November 5th on this.
Okay.
There's still quite a bit of traffic that comes out on the Walnut from that alley.
Yeah, it's Vernon kind of, it goes over towards Walnut, then it goes to the north and then out onto Walnut. This is right where it goes north, the alley is to the south. It's already has fences on it and sheds on it already.
Nothing.
Goes over to the
I think
Metropolitan.
about the action on the Walnut.
No, this is the other way, over to the Metropolitan fence line,
Okay.
and then there's it runs perpendicular over to Walnut Street.
Oh,
Okay. Any other questions on that? And as I said, this is scheduled for a public hearing on November 5th. Ordinance 17920, a motion to read by title or number.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Clerk, please read the ordinance.
Ordinance 17920, sponsored by Andrew Hitt, an ordinance vacating an alley.
So this is an alley that runs between 201 West High Street and 209 West High Street. It's actually functioning as a driveway right now. So all of the property owners have signed off on this petition as well. And all the utilities have signed off that they have no objections to the alley vacation. So this also has a public hearing on November 5th.
Any questions?
What's the addresses on that, 201 to 209?
It's between those two properties.
Okay.
Okay. Any further questions on that? All right. On to ordinance 18220, a motion to read by title or number.
So moved.
Second. Clerk, please read the ordinance.
Ordinance 18220, sponsored by Brenda Russell, an ordinance setting a monthly stormwater utility fee.
Okay, we have someone that's going to lead this one since Brenda isn't in this evening.
This is a stormwater utility fee that, like to raise the prices up. This first year, $2, and then starting, this is a 5-year plan. So 2020, I guess we're probably in November now, raised it to $5 to $3, and then January of 2022, raised it to $1.50 to $6.50. Raise it $1.50 each year all the way to 2025. This would be for the infrastructure, for storm sewer repairs and maintenance. this is, just these, we'll need to do that type of work.
I think it's in anticipation of new EPA requirements because of the census.
Well, we just have to have a plan in place once we hit that 10,000. I mean, we could be, if we had a newer system, you know, we would charge as much. You know, I mean, our fees have nothing to do with EPA.
Should help with flooding problems, I guess, if
Right.
any updates.
Yeah.
Right, we'll have more money to address those issues and the surround, underground and brick falling apart and caving in and everything like that. We'll have more money to address those issues, definitely. So,
And I know last meeting, you know, my issue was, I didn't think it was right to pray it past this, even though it says October 2020. That way if the public wanted to hear, come and speak to us, they could.
All right, so we want to leave this on for one more reading, give the audience, give the community another chance to come on out, voice their concerns, because they can still come on the third reading, you know, so want to leave that up. Okay. All right, 1, 2, new business, resolution 19020, motion to read by title or number.
So moved.
Need a second?
Second.
All right, clerk, please read the resolution.
Resolution 19020, sponsored by Brenda Russell, a resolution increasing appropriations.
Okay, you have this one as well, Josh?
Then we get to it.
Okay.
I've got, street department buildings that need repairs, and finance committee has met and approved this increase, and available funds must be appropriated prior to the expenditure. We have to approve the following appropriation increase. It would be from line 230-651-006, part-time salaries would be $9,500, to 230-600-54002, maintenance of equipment, same $9,500. And there is an emergency clause on this.
It's not an increasing appropriation.
No, it's
just moving from
It's
above
moving, right.
to below.
I'm just trying to
Council action.
get on my computer and that's what I'm talking about. So like what Bill's saying, the part-time salaries, he's not using. So this 9,500 is going, we're just moving that money over to the maintenance of equipment
Instead.
instead. So
Is there a plan for the use of the money? It's for, I wasn't able to hear what the money was going to be used for.
Putting 10 on our building out there, covering the block.
Oh, okay.
It's cheaper than paying the building every 2 or 3 years.
So that 95, that'll be enough to put 10 around
I've already started
the,
out of my regular budget. I've been appropriating.
Oh, now we'll finish it.
Time. So this will get me closer to finishing.
Okay.
Basically moving money from personnel down to operations.
Down to maintenance.
Yeah, like
Mhm.
switch from personnel to that one for
Right.
council.
Okay.
I make a motion to suspend the 3 reading rule.
And a second.
A second.
Clerk, please take the roll call.
Blazer,
Yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Peters,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Hill.
Yes.
Okay, and a motion to adopt.
Make the motion to adopt it.
Second.
And a second. Clerk, please take the roll call.
Smith,
Yes.
Peters,
Yes.
Robinson,
Yes.
Hayes,
Yes.
Hill,
Yes.
Dyson.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. On to roundtable. Mr. Peters.
One thing I have is, tomorrow night, Monterey Raider football team, traveling to Johnson Harbor, Pioneer. Both teams are 5-0, be a big game, for the league championship. I know it's hard getting tickets for the fans, but there is a site, I'm not too sure, so I'm gonna look it up, that people can watch it online.
Yeah, Richmond has some info.
So, go Red Raiders, Red Red.
Yeah.
Good luck.
All right, Mr. Robinson.
I have nothing.
Okay, Mr. Hayes.
I'd like to thank all the city employees for the job they do, all city departments for the things that they do. Big game tomorrow night. As some of you may know, I do the color broadcast on Ready FM. And we owe more payback for last year. I think London will win it. London's got the horses up front. And it can be viewed. There's a video feed, and I think the school can provide that, or
Scope or something.
yeah, and they can provide it to you, and you can get that. I can't tell you where to get it, but if you go on to the school website, they can probably tell you that. Had something else, and I just lost it too quick, so. Anyway, go Red Raiders. That's all I got.
Mr. Hitt.
Yeah, the safety committee meeting is the 13th at 6 p.m. in this room or that room over there. And I know this is a month early, but wanted to encourage everyone to get out and vote on November 3rd. There's some critical pieces in an election this year, so it's important you get out and vote. That's it.
Mrs. Blazer.
Yeah, I had one thing that was brought up to me by a citizen. It's 1024.02. Talks about the, I guess at the zoning meeting a while back, there was people there that were saying that they didn't get getting notice on, and they were talking about vacating alley and stuff like that. And according to this part of the law is, it says that anybody that abuts those properties are supposed to get a written notice, be a certified U.S. mail with a return receipt, or by personal service through the city police department or the sheriff's department. They were concerned that we weren't doing that.
Carl, you said that for a zoning meeting. That's for the city council meeting is what she was speaking.
No, I mean that, she said that people at the zoning meeting said that they didn't get
For the
notified
council.
for the council meeting.
The way you explained, I thought you meant
Oh,
for the
no.
zoning meeting, for the council to come speak.
Yeah, it's for the council, as opposed to send out a certified letter or personal service by law enforcement. And my understanding was that wasn't being done, so I think we need to think about doing it or amending that law.
On the allocations?
Huh?
On the allocations?
Yes. Concerning change of name, vacating or narrowing of streets and alleys within the city, any owner of property that abuts the street or alley affected shall receive written notice of such action.
Anyone that abuts is required to sign off on a petition, is that right?
Right, but they're supposed to be a certified, that's what I'm saying, we either need to change that, because right now it's via certified U.S. mail,
Okay.
or by personal service.
Okay, so they signed a petition, but then they also should be receiving something via mail or.
Well, it doesn't say anything about the petition.
Hmm.
It just says that they should be, so do we need to think about putting that wording in there, that there's, if they sign a petition, but is it the person that's requesting it that takes the petition around? And how we know that those actual people are really signing it, it's not just, who's signing what, but one way or the other, we either gotta change the wording or change how we do it, I guess, is what I'm saying.
Right.
Just through process and everything, what I do is I go with Paul Caldwell from the county. He sends me all the residents within 200 feet. I send out letters, they're not certified, but the letters go out and we haven't had any in return, and then a notice also goes in the messenger. Certified.
So we're saying send those out certified then, or?
Well, and that's what it says.
Ordinance says.
That's what the ordinance says.
Change it.
Yeah, either change the ordinance or change the law. But I didn't-
And I would say, if I'm maybe going with that person didn't get it, is with, Morrison had changed, I could have recommended it. I feel pretty confident, I think, they're not everybody.
Is it an ordinance or is it ORC? Yeah, good luck, if it's ORC, good luck trying to change it, but if it's.
Yeah.
No, it said ordinance 105.14 on the bottom, past 2/24/2014.
Okay.
So that means it's an ordinance.
Yeah. We'd have to double check with Jennifer, just to make sure that it's an ordinance and not part of the ORC.
Okay. We only have two.
Because it references the ORC, but
Yeah, because if
but
that's.
on the
what
bottom it
ORC
says it was
Yeah,
an
we won't,
ordinance.
yeah, we'll be able to change it if it's emergency.
So that's, on the bottom it says ordinance 105.1.
Okay,
So
we'll
that's-
need to discuss that then in public safety.
Okay.
Discuss that in the public safety meeting, to begin to have those sent out, since that is the ordinance, or if we want to change the ordinance,
Okay.
or just mail it. Because we do have the ability to send those out certified, correct? We can do that, yeah, okay, so we can do that. That way too, we're just having, yeah. So then that way too, we can, make sure that the people who live there are the ones who are actually signing, too. Yeah, if you guys can bring that to the public safety meeting and discuss that, see if we want to change that ordinance or,
Okay.
okay?
And the only other thing is everybody please try to keep safe. And we should be, as a people, we should be, celebrating our differences, because how a boring world would be, we were all exactly the same, instead of trying to fight about it. So, be nice.
All right. Mr. Smith?
All right. I don't have anything.
Good to see everyone this evening, and like Mr. S said, please vote. It's coming up soon. Pay attention to all the different things that are going to be on the ballot, and just, keep the leaders of our country and the world in your thoughts. All right. Get a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.